Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report. I'm here at ILTM Con, as I always am this time of year, and we're interviewing great people in travel and tourism, especially in luxury travel and tourism. I'm here today with Christy Gohl, who's the Executive Vice President for Strategy for Global Hotel Alliance. Now, what's Global Hotel Alliance? Well, we've started to notice them a lot. They're a huge alliance of hotels, independent properties around the world, and they keep growing. And we're going to talk about that growth and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Christy, first of all, great to meet you here. It's a wonderful show. How's it going? We just got here. Really, it's the first day.
Yeah, it's great to meet you as well. The sun is shining. The weather's perfect. Gorgeous setting. I'm excited. It's my first time at ILTM. Yeah, and
and this is one of the largest ILTMs ever. It is the largest ILTM ever.
I couldn't miss it, so this is great.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Now, talk a little bit about what is Global Hotel Alliance and how long have you been around?
Yeah, well, Global Hotel Alliance was a startup 20 years ago. We celebrated our 20th anniversary this year, and actually, I came in 15 years ago when we launched the customer value proposition, a loyalty program called GHG Discovery. And so, in those 15 years, we have grown to now. We have 44 some odd brands, hotel brands, largely luxury and largely owner-operated brands. Okay. And we have about 840 hotels.
That's a pretty good number. Yeah.
And it's across 100 countries. And we have this loyalty program that recognizes and rewards them. And we now have 29 million members in that program.
That's pretty cool. And I've been reading about it. Now, what are some of the big the brands that you're associated with?
Yeah, I mean, we also are owned by, it's a JV that's owned by, we're owned by our brand. So like Kempinski Hotels, Pan Pacific Hotel Group, which is also a Park Royal and Park Royal Collection, Minor Hotel Group, which has
they got several brands,
beautiful brands, Anantara, Elawana, Tivoli. They've got NH Hotels. We also have Corinthia. You also have like different ones across each region. You'll have different names. Like in the U.S., you'll know Viceroy or Outrigger. If you were in UAE, you might know some of our local ones like JA there. In Australia, you might know Oaks, or you've got like kind of an offering of very like regionally strong brands that mean something there, and it's great for people who are not familiar with those to be kind of introduced to them and experience something kind of more authentic to each destination.
And is there any qualifications for membership for these hotels? I mean, it sounds most of the ones you're talking about are pretty upscale, and very upscale, many of them. But is there some kind of process they have to go through to become members?
Yeah, for the most part, we very much focus on hotel brands, like a collection of hotels. Right. And so, unlike some other organizations that are independent properties, we have independent hotel brands. So they're independently owned. They have a lot more kind of skin in the game, and they are very usually high quality. They care more about the products than maybe managed properties. And we are largely a luxury player, as you mentioned. And so for the most part, we were founded with luxury brands. We are very much known in the space by our members as a luxury program, and we try to stay true to that. We've got Capella and Leela and the Set Collection.
What you've talked about already are some really high-end brands. We talked about Minor. Anantara is an amazing brand. Corinthia. We actually did an interview with the managing partner of the Surrey. Pradeep is a wonderful guy, and we did. It's a wonderful property. I've also been in Corinthians in London and Malta too. So they're amazing. But a lot of the other brands you've already mentioned are just amazing top high-end brands. Right?
Exactly, and they want to sit alongside peers that are of a similar quality. So that's where we very much, if we are venturing into other categories, like for instance, when NH Hotel Group came in, they had about 320 properties that were more mid-scale and upscale. And that was kind of our first foray into other segments. And there was a lot of kind of skepticism of, is this the right thing? And actually, it's been amazing to see, though, because a lot of people who are staying on business in those properties are then staying in for leisure in the Maldives at our other properties. So truly, the customers are staying in all these different segments. So the more we can offer more variety of them in our program, the better it is for everyone. And so, but there still is that kind of positioning, the respect to our existing members of, hang on, we'll be very careful if we were to try to go into lower segments. But when you say, is there there a vetting process to come in? Absolutely. We have to find like-minded brands that truly fit kind of the mold, and that they are going to maintain their individuality, which is why they come to our program, that they can have a loyalty program that doesn't make them sell out, doesn't make them have a standard product anymore. It's truly they keep their product, they just have a program that's bigger than their own entity.
And this program really goes across to all the brands. Talk a little bit about it's GHA Discovery. What are the benefits someone can get for being part of that as a consumer, as a guest?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a loyalty program. So you've got the basic benefits by each tier. So as you come in, you get the member rates, like 10% off right away. Mm-hmm. You get Wi-Fi, water, all that. Really, it's after your second stay, you start getting some other stuff that includes, at our higher tiers, you're getting room upgrades, sometimes a double room upgrade, which is really significant. It's a top valued benefit that we have in the program. Early check-in, late check-out, guaranteed availability. If you need a room up to 2 days prior, we can say, yes, we've got a room for you. So a lot of those are the nice perks, but truly across all tiers, as soon as you enroll in the program, a differentiator we have is Discovery Dollars, which is our equivalent of points, but it's so much better. Right. So it's essentially you're getting kind of cash back on your spend, anywhere from 4% to 7%, depending on your tier. And we have these promotions all the time where you're getting double D dollars. So right now, for like 3 months, you're getting up to 14% back of money that goes back in your digital wallet. And you just spend it like cash. And the value is completely transparent of one Discovery Dollar is one US dollar. So the value of that is truly, if you spend $100 right now, you get 14 Discovery Dollars back in your pocket if you're a Titanium member, and then on your next stay you can just put it toward your bill if you want. That's or you can choose not to. And it's also for our business stayers, if they, let's say on their bill there's something that's not part of their per diem, maybe a bottle of wine or a spa treatment, they can say, oh, just put whatever I have toward that instead of the full bill, because the rest can be expense. So there's a lot of just kind of the transparency is really nice. There's no matrix of anything. Every hotel is taking it. It's just like a payment type. Okay. And you can use anything over 10 Discovery Dollars. So you don't have to save up, or you could if you want. And it just gives them the flexibility to just put it toward their bill. And and
you have all these incredible brands that they can stay in. So you're basically in the competitive set with Leading and Preferred, I would think, right?
In different ways. I think for our customers, the loyalty program we offer is much more comparable to like a Bonvoy or a World of Hyatt. Okay. I think Leading and I prefer Leaders Club, I think is what they is, and then I prefer. I think it's only based on their channel, so you have to book it directly on their website. We truly are, if you're booking through a travel agent, if you're booking through the Hotel Direct, if you're booking on our loyalty website, all of it's included. It's truly, you are a member staying in that hotel, you will get recognized and rewarded. Mm-hmm. And those other programs, which are a lot smaller, I think there's a lot more limitation on that. So I do think, now, if you are an independent hotel, they would probably be looking at, on the business side, do I want to be, associated with Leading or with Preferred or GHA? One differentiating factor there is those are independent hotels. Mm-hmm. We have collections of brands. So we have brands.
You are. So, we know Minor has all these different brands, and you said Corinthia and things like that.
If you are a standalone hotel, actually GHA wouldn't be the right fit for you. We really have a collection of brands. Now, if you're an owner of multiple hotels that were in one of those programs, if you were to centralize them in some way, we are very much technology based. So the way that we can really give recognition and rewards to members is that we sync into their systems. And so we have 44 brand systems that we tap into. We connect and do all of that seamlessly. If we had 840 individual hotels to tap into, it would look very different. Right. And I don't know if they're doing a good job of that, but it's really tricky. It's a really challenging thing to do. So very much part of that vetting process that you asked about is, do they have a central system? And have they figured out how to connect their hotels in some way that we can connect into just one instance as opposed to individually?
No, that's great. So now you're here at ILTM, which obviously has luxury suppliers and then luxury buyers. They call them buyers, but they're travel advisors. What should they know about Global Hotel Alliance and how they can work with you?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we have these beautiful hotels, as you keep commenting on. If a customer's booking through a travel advisor, they are getting the rewards, the recognition rewards, just as if they weren't. Okay. And so what's wonderful is our program welcomes that. We know it's a very significant business for a lot of our hotels. We know a lot of customers want that extra service that a travel agent or advisor is giving them. And we very much say, yes, bring that to us, and that customer is taken care of. So there's some programs who actually exclude that. You have to book direct on their website. And we do have a good sizable amount who do book direct with us. But our program is open to any of these channels, including travel advisor.
My travel advisor, I can book through your program, my client through your program. program.
Absolutely. I think your customer's taken care of the same as if they had done it themselves.
Now, anything to come? Anything innovations that you're going to any additions that we should know about in the next year?
I mean, very much our focus right now is trying to bring more hotels to the mix to add scale, to fill in the gaps that we have. So this past year, we signed 7 brands. We've got lots of hotels that are still coming in. I think 45 hotels went live this year. Many more next year. We're at 840. I think we'll hit probably 1,000 hotels next year in terms of how many are coming in or in the pipeline. But we're filling in markets like, Sri Lanka or Malaysia or Norway. We're getting more in Dubai because we have such a presence there, but there's such demand as well. And then there's a market in the U.S. We're really trying to do a lot of things to try to grow our presence there and make it, again, to have more choice and variety for our customers.
Well, I know a lot of the brands that you're talking about are now expanding into the U.S. I know Corinthia just has its first New York hotel, U.S. hotel, and Antara is not there yet, but it's coming, I know, and a lot of other, NH Collection is now in, it's a very nice hotel. It's probably a 4-star, but it's a great location, and they did some amazing things to a hotel that really had needed some work, and now they have a restaurant, they have everything. I've stayed there and actually like it. The rooms are big, which is amazing. But so yeah, it's great. Anything else you want to tell our travel advisors? We go out to about 127,000 travel advisors now, 127,000, and anything else they should know about Global Hotel Alliance?
Yeah, I mean, I think something that we always appreciate is, customer research. So there's a lot where we can say something, but truly the voice of the customer matters so much more than what we're saying. We go to our customers, our loyalty members, on about twice a year to ask them kind of what do they care most about when they're traveling and about loyalty programs. And we just did a study last month, and we've got a press release that we're just distributing, but we look at the results at a global level and then also by like key markets, key feeder markets, and then even for the luxury customer. We even drill down to say, did they differ? Their opinion, does it differ from the masses? Actually, for the last point, no. If anything, it's always the exact same, and if anything, they have much more stronger opinions on like loyalty, which is interesting for us because we come in the loyalty space. But I think for your audience to just be aware of like loyalty programs are such a significant factor in the decision-making process for a hotel, and so your agents want to make sure that they're completely aware of what their customers want. Customers want an added value from a loyalty program. Their number one that they want is value of accommodation. The quality of accommodation. So they still want a beautiful hotel. They want top, service and top safety and standards. So that's a given. That's every year. Loyalty program is the number 2 factor after that, before location or neighborhood.
That's according to your survey, right?
Yes, but every year, and it's significant. I'm talking about like 3 times more than the next thing. Hotel brand was like number 8 on the list, and last year it was similar. So yes, it is skewed in that we ask our members, what do you like? But they very much are they're top members of other programs as well, and we see that. We ask, what are you members of, and are you have top status? Yeah, they have top status everywhere. That's very interesting, but they actually use them, and then it's really great then to pick their brains of what do you care most about. And then, by the way, when you're doing that, where do you like to book? Do you want to book direct or on that program site? Because they're both eligible. And they're like, they want to book on the loyalty program site. Or with travel agents, and so that's on the list as well. But it is a very key factor in the decision-making process. So just being mindful of when you are making a booking on behalf of your customer, of saying, here's what I can get you. By the way, here's the added value. If they've got a promotion, there's double Discovery dollars for the next 3 months, and you're getting 40% back.
Well, that's great. No, then that's something I think travel advisors have to know, because obviously we are awash in loyalty programs these days. We're from the biggest chains, like we were talking about Marriott Bonvoy, which some days I think that's the name of the company, but that's another thing, Bonvoy. But yeah, it's really is something that travel advisors got to know a lot more about than you might think. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time. I hope you have a great show here. This is an amazing show. I know it's your first one here, but hopefully you'll come back. Yeah. It really is an amazing. I've been coming here for 20 years, so almost all of them. So it really has been a great experience. Again, and I loved finding out more about Global Hotel Alliance.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.